So this is going to be my April wrap-up, and welcome. My name is Nana and I do like to read books, mostly listen to audiobooks. I have gone through 5 audiobooks this month, and with the physical reading it hasn't been that great, but I am getting through a book, so that counts. I have just been extremely busy and there's been no real time to do some actual reading, but I mean, 5 audiobooks, that's okay for 1 month, right? My daughter has cerebral palsy, and yeah, it's been a little bit crazy lately. Next week, she needs this big operation for her hips, and right now we're just trying to prepare for that, and yeah, it's been a little bit rough. But anyways, let's talk about the books. The weather has been great. The spring is here, and yeah, it's been nice. I wanted to read some thrillers and some romance, and I think I managed to do that, so that's pretty good. And let's start with the thrillers, and let's say from worst to the best, I think. So, the worst thriller that I read was The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I don't think this is a bad thriller. I just don't think it's a thriller that I'm gonna remember. I think it's going to be a 3-star. Nothing wrong with it, but there wasn't that much more to it. So this thriller is about Hannah, and Hannah's husband Owen one day disappears. And he has a daughter that's Hannah's stepdaughter, and she and Hannah is trying to figure out why he disappeared. While they're doing that, they are working on their relationship. It was fine. I was entertained, but like I said, there really just isn't much more to this book. I don't hate it, but if you're really not into something that deep and something that is pretty easy to follow, this would be a good pick for that, I think. Then I tried a Freida McFadden book, and that was my goal for this month. And I tried Never Lie. I really did want to try The Housemaid, but that wasn't available on my audiobook ebook app, so I tried Never Lie. I think this is a maybe a 4-star. I'm not sure, but it was definitely interesting. You do follow Tricia and Ethan, and they get stranded at this big old house in the middle of nowhere. They were going there to check it out with their realtor. But this big snowstorm hit, and then they're stranded there. And while they're there, they learn that this house belonged to a missing psychiatrist. Is that how you say it? Psychiatrist, yes. And I'm not going to spoil much more than that. I just think that when I got to the ending, it was almost like a comedy instead of a thriller book, because of how obscene it was, how exaggerated everything was. It was just really a lot towards the end, and I don't know if the author wanted it to be a little bit too much and a little bit, yeah, a lot over the top, or if she meant it to be a really scary thriller, because it was not at the end. It was a little bit too much, but yeah, so maybe a 4-star. A small 4-star, I think. But do I want to try another Freida McFadden book? I don't know yet. I'm glad I tried one, and I do get what a lot of people are saying, that they're pretty easy to follow. The writing is not deep and complex, but it's fine. Just a little bit over the top at the end. Did I guess the plot twist? No, I did not. I really did not. The next thriller is called The Push by Ashley Audrain. And this thriller was very different because I don't think I read anything like this. And I don't know if I like that theme, though. But it is about, is the child the evil one, or is it the grown-up, the mother, who is a little bit cuckoo here? And that was very interesting. I actually thought towards the end, okay, I'm not going to get an answer to this, but I did. So that was nice, because I would have been mad if I did not. But you do follow this woman, and her husband he's an asshole, let's be honest. And he kind of like forces her to become a mother, because he thinks that's the most important role a woman has. That is to be a mother. And she doesn't like it very much. And then that's the thing. Is it because she doesn't like it very much, or is it because there's something with the child? And then you follow them through a lot of years. There's no child abuse or anything like that. I could not read about that. And I still think this is a weird theme, because I always think that children are innocent. But when you're reading this, you're like, so this book was so different, and it is going to be a 4-star, because I definitely needed to know what was going to happen. Who is the bad guy? But just a very weird theme. And then I wanted to read some romance books in April, and I read the first 2 books in the Windy City series by Tomforde. And yeah, I get why people are loving this series, and I'm gonna continue them right away. I think there's 3 more books in this series. In the first one, I will say I loved Stevie, the female main character, but Xander, I really hated him in the beginning. I know what the author was trying to do, that he was just playing this role, but I think he overstepped some boundaries that was a little bit too much. Stevie is working for Xander, and she's like, could you please move? And he's like, no. And sometimes he grabs her arm, and she's like, let go, and he's like, no. And there's just some physical things there that I really did not like, and that was a bit of a pet peeve for me, these physical boundaries. If a person has that, you don't cross it. And they were crossed in this book. The more and more you got into the book, the more and more you will like Xander, but overall, I didn't like him that much. Anyways, in book 2, I really did like Ryan. So yeah, I cannot wait to who we are going to follow in book 3. I think everyone is reading this series right now, and I think with good reason. I think overall this series could be between 4 and 5 stars. I am definitely very entertained, and I love how the author is capturing the romances in this one. Like, it's good. It's good. So the book that I have been reading and not listened to as an audiobook is not this one. Well, this is the first one, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I finished that in March, and yes, this is how far I have gotten in the book 2 in April. So not a whole lot. I think I am at page 69. So yeah, this is a romantasy series where you follow Elspeth, and inside of Elspeth, in Elspeth, I have trouble saying that name. Rachel Gillig's writing is really reminding me of Naomi Novik's writing. This fairy tale vibe. There's a lot of rhymes in this one as well. There's this whole there's like this fairy tale vibe with the surrounding nature as well, because in this series, this town is surrounded by a mist, a creepy mist. And yeah, I really do like that part as well. I thought at first that book 1 was going to be a 5-star, but I think I'm going to downgrade it to a 4-star. With this one, I still have to see. I just don't think this series is going to be a 5-star series for me. I need a little bit more of a bigger universe. I just think it's really hard with these fairy tale vibes, romantasy stories, if you know what I mean. They're good, but they're never more than a 4-star for me. I just don't know what it is that I'm missing, but I'm missing something. But it's not a bad series, but yeah. So that was it for April, and I hope. Okay, I don't know about May, because we do have this big operation coming, and we are going to be in the hospital a lot, and it's going to be really, really tough. And I don't have the capacity to talk a lot about it. Actually, I'm just like in denial right now. Yeah, but it is very nice to talk about books instead. Hopefully, I will have some time to do some reading in May. I just, I don't know how it's going to be. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that I will see you in another video.